Hi Pisces, and welcome to your April 2015 tarot reading. I trust that wherever you are viewing this from around the world, you guys are having some happy, safe times and some good weather. Wouldn't that be nice? We're having beautiful weather here in New Zealand. Now, I'm going to be doing 4 cards for you. They will represent, each card will represent a week of the month, and then there will be a 5th card, which is the overall energetic feeling of the month. And it feels as though this is quite an intense time of the year, in coming up around April and March, and there has been an eclipse in March, and I think it's affecting a lot of people. So let's see what comes for you. The 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. And the overall energy card is the 4 of Pentacles. Sorry, the 2 of Pentacles. Interesting reading. In fact, you have no major arcana cards, and 2 swords at the beginning of the month, and 2 pentacles and a cup in between. So if we think of the beginning of April for the first 2 weeks, this could be a little bit of a argy-bargy energy time. The swords are generally denoted as being periods of or energetic vibrations of a little bit of verbal discourse, and sometimes slightly negatively, and just things not going quite as smoothly as they do, or as they could. So if we look at the 7, if we start here for the first week of April with the 7, this card is about balance, and sometimes it indicates not knowing which way to go. So there can be a situation that crops up and you're literally in the middle thinking, oh my gosh, do I go forward with this, or do I move back with it? And oftentimes there's more than just you involved, so it can be sometimes family related matters, or work, groups of people, maybe friendships, but there's this feeling of kind of being stuck in the middle and not necessarily knowing which way to actually go. And if you find yourself in a situation like that, sometimes meditating on it or listening to the advice of others can be helpful as well. The swords can represent, as I say, verbal stuff, so it could be around discussions or situations where communication or words in one way or another are involved. So it does have a yellow background, which to me indicates that maybe through a certain amount of time and effort, and you've got to put the effort in, that the situation can be resolved and you can move forward. And often the yellow indicates intellect as well, so it's definitely to do with mind or communication or thoughts or words, something along those lines. If we think of it in terms of health and money, it certainly wouldn't be a time to go out gambling or taking big risks. The card suggests be cautious. Be cautious of what's going on behind you. Be cautious of who you're dealing with. Check things, especially check any documents you're signing, any legal contracts or obligations, and don't necessarily trust what other people are saying. Like, don't go, oh okay, no, I imagine you're quite right, and we'll go and do it. Do your homework, do your checking, and make sure that you are involved in the right type of activities as well. So if you're doing anything underhand, it will come to the surface. Now if we move on to the 2nd week and we see the 3 of Swords, this can indicate relationship issues, and it can indicate 3 people. And it can be walking away from and a little bit of sorrow around it. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be friends, or it can be family members, and it can be just disagreements. But it sometimes means that you are literally going to move away and let it fall into the background. And it's odd that he's looking this way as well. There's a whole message here or feeling as if you are going to be letting something go and let it flow away from you. And I think if that occurs, know that that's the time for it to happen. You know, people and situations come into our lives for a reason, and sometimes it's not for very long, and sometimes they are meant to just ebb on by and pass out of our lives. And as distressing as it can sometimes be, it's inevitable. And the less we hang on to that, and the less we stay in any negative emotion around it, the quicker we can actually move forward. And interestingly enough, the card right next to it, which is sort of the third week for you in April, is this beautiful Two of Cups. The Two of Cups can often suggest new beginnings with romantic inclinations. It can be meeting a new partner. It can be, if you're already in a committed relationship, this can be the reconnection of the commitment, of the love that you feel, of the sharing of really it's an incredibly beautiful card from the perspective of trust, love, joy, harmony, happiness between two people. So we often view it from the perception of a romantic liaison, but it can also be family members or good friends, and it gives off beautiful, positive, happy vibes. So your third week feels much lighter and easier to work with than the first half of April. A lot of people dearly love to see this card come out in their readings, especially if they are looking for new partners. So be on the look for a new partner if that's what you're wanting, Pisces, because there could be someone out there in that third week of April for you. If we come to this card, the Ten of Pentacles, you know, you've got two pentacle cards in your reading, which is often associated with finances, and the two swords, which we've already gone over. The Ten of Pentacles is another card that's known as a prosperous card that a lot of people want to have turn up in their readings. So we definitely see this latter half of April as being more settled for you and more happy and sort of more positive energies. It's often about happy families, similar to this card. The love of just feeling satisfied in your home life. You may do some socializing or some group activities that involve other people. You may find an increase in finances as well, so you may get some slight windfall, whether it be from a small inheritance or a small win of some sort, or someone hands you some money, because it could be family related money. It could even be a gift for a birthday, or I don't know, or an event or something. It's generally positive, so even if you were looking at it from a health perspective, it's positive. It does say you've perhaps got a lot of options on your mind, or you've got a lot going on. That would be the only thing I can think of. It could be telling you to slow down a little bit and enjoy the love around you and your friends and your family. So take the time out to smell the roses is perhaps the other message that's going on there. And if we come up here to the overall energy card and we see the Two of Pentacles, cycle of life, twisting and turning, ups and downs. This card often suggests it's about balancing and balancing your finances for April. And we see you've got a reading that literally is a bit down and then up again. So there's some sort of coming and going of stuff in April, and it could be coming and going of money. And this could be the coming at this end, and it might be a bit flat or slow at this end. It insinuates that you've got the goods to do it, so make sure your budget's up to date, make sure you're paying the right people the right money that need it at the right time. I also think of this as trips, because we see in the background boats and the ocean, so sometimes it indicates you might be planning a trip, or you might go on a small trip, which would be really nice. So that might be a focus point for you in April as well. Well, Pisces, you've got a really cool reading. Given that there are no major arcana cards involved, I think it's not a full-on demanding month for you. There's these couple of little things going on at the beginning, but I think it's just flowing, you know, just sort of feels to be flowing a little bit more steady, and money seems to not be too bad. I think health-wise it's more about emotional stresses that you might feel in this, especially in this first half, and perhaps making sure you rest and take the time to rest. Those seem to be the messages coming through for health. I would also, when I see this card, I would also caution to have a think about your heart health or your cardiovascular health. You know, you might want to do a checkup to see what your cholesterol levels are, or to make sure that you're ingesting some of the foods that are really good for your heart, such as things like nuts and omega-3 oils and various avocados and things like that, which are particularly good for the heart. I would think that's also a good message for April. Most of us can do with increasing our heart cardiovascular health. So there you are, guys. Let's have a look now at the end of your reading, the higher vibrational energy card, and we'll see what comes up for this. Okay, I'll just spread them out. Raphael, empathy. Heart, oh wow, heart chakra. There's the green, the heart chakra. And I think it could be to do with emotions. As you know, empathy is emotions. It's about understanding and being tolerant and being patient and having it's about having the compassion for yourself in particular and others, and compassionate about situations that might occur in your life. Raphael is the healing angel, and I do think of healing the heart both at the physical and emotional level. So I think the message we just had before about the heart, when I pointed to it, it's going to play out twofold for you. You'll know that you will be restored. If your empathy has waned, you will be restored to have that feeling and to have that connection, and it will be brought back so that you can have light and love flow through your emotions. So there we are, Pisces. That's your reading for the month of April for 2015. Some really nice messages in there for you, and I think, to be honest, you've got quite a good month coming up ahead. Just take watch of your cardiovascular heart health and your empathy heart health. Wishing you all much love and light and a great journey ahead. Thank you very much for listening and subbing and liking. Kia kaha and much aroha.